Alright, Chapter 2. So, we'll get started. We're going to talk about payroll systems procedures. So, some of the things an employer needs to worry about when they first start up, or if they are going to make a change to their payroll. Pay frequency, how often? How are we going to pay employees? Pay types, direct deposit, pay cards, or paper checks, and there are various state laws regarding those three. Pay cards especially have come into scrutiny. Employee benefits, what kind of benefits are going to offer our employees, 401k, medical, all that good stuff. Pay advances. Will we allow it? Some places do, most places don't. It's kind of a pain in the rear end, and they won't. Maintaining confidentiality with payroll. You don't want your information blasted all over the world. And fraud protection. You want to maintain, protect both the company and the employees from fraud. Again, phishing attacks are kind of spear phishing, new way to get into a company's information. All right. So we need to talk about payroll cycle procedures and pay cycles. So we got reporting requirements, we got deadlines, and we need to be compliant with industry standards. So, first order of business, all new businesses must get a EIN. That's basically the company's social security number. So it's the employer identification number, and you must put your EIN on all your tax deposits. So periodically the company must deposit payroll taxes to the Treasury, and they tell you how to do it, and we'll cover that in a few chapters. We have payroll returns, Form 940, 941, 944. Forms, W-2, most of us are familiar with that, and we should be getting our W-2s pretty soon. And W-3s, any 1099, and typically these are 1099 miscellaneous for independent contractors. Your states may also issue identifying numbers. I will tell you the great state of Washington has separate ones for unemployment, Department of Revenue, and Labor and Industry. So, non-confidential company documents, and this could be up to debate, but for the most part, expense receipts, vendor invoices, check copies are not considered. However, some businesses would view it as, they would like to keep that under wraps. They don't want that spread all over the place. Confidential company documents, and this is the Privacy Act of 1974. It's a federal law. Personnel information and payroll documents. So we need to keep those under lock and key. And then note, fraud-related documents may be subpoenaed at any time and must be accessible to government authorities. When I first went into business, running my small delivery company, I had a interview with Labor and Industries. They called me and they said, we need to sit down and review your records. So I had to bring my payroll records to that meeting. What do we need as a employer keeping employee records? Employee's full name, their social security number, complete address, birth date if younger than 19, sex, and occupation. We need to keep track of time, days when they work, and then the work week for the company. And sometimes they're one and the same. Some companies are 7 days a week. Total pay, total hours in work, base wage, hourly rate, straight time, overtime, any deductions, or additions, total wages, and when do we pay our folks. And this is a old school employee earnings record. QuickBooks and other software, they'll do this for you, but pretty much when somebody gets hired, you enter their name, their address, all that good stuff. Phone number, social, what their position is, what was hire date, and a lot of companies do ask for birth dates, and they'll do little niceties for you when it is your birthday. Are you married? Are you single? Number of exemptions, pay rate. So pay cycles. So we can have a daily pay cycle, which I've actually a few places do. I take that back. Labor Ready, for example, they'll pay daily. That's a temp agency, one that I just know of off the top of my head. Weekly, there are 52 pay periods in a year, and how they say usually paid the Friday of the following week. I was on that schedule. I paid every week, so if you worked week 1 Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Saturday, I paid you that for that week the following Friday. And there's 52 weeks in a year, so important to keep that in mind. The next pay cycle is bi-weekly. There are 26 pay periods for a bi-weekly pay cycle. Semi-monthly, so that's twice a month. So bi-weekly would be every other Friday or every other Wednesday, 26. Not to be confused with semi-monthly. There are 24 semi-monthly periods in a year. And so, for example, the federal government pays on the 1st and the 15th. The great state of Washington pays on the 10th and 25th. Those days don't change unless it's direct deposit, and unless they'll shift it. So, if the 25th's on a Friday, if the 25th's on a Saturday, they'll pay on the 24th. The Friday. For example, the 25th, state of Washington, they will pay is a Monday. Last year, actually this year is when I'm recording this, but last year, they paid that Friday, which was the 23rd. Monthly, state of Oregon, for example, they will pay once a month, so typically the end of the month, the last business day, something to that effect. Alright, I'm going to upload this video, and we'll keep continuing with this chapter. Thanks for watching.